We want the new generation. We tired of these old heads, man.
And Sean, we had great seats at the game. It was awesome to hang out with you and your friends. It was great.
It was amazing. Hey, Alex will be proud. I got a vegan hot dog, and all the vendors were laughing at me, bruh.
And guess what, Alex? Guess who paid for the meal?
Ron Parker.
Yes.
What a man.
Ron Parker.
Sean bought the ticket.
Okay.
I paid for the meal.
Good job,
Somehow
Sean.
you did that with a coupon. I don't even know how you
No,
did it
there was
from long
no
distance. You coupon from long distance.
Sean,
Like a
Sean.
Steph Curry 3. I bet you did.
Hey, let's go to Mike in Nevada. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Mike?
You got me?
Yes,
They
how
got
are you?
you.
Hey, I hate to say it to you, boys. I hear you every day on this ride, but it's all about the Bay Area. And until these young guys can impress the rest of the world the way Steph has, they're never going to take over because nobody is exciting as what he has done during his run. I mean, he always excites the fans. You know that. He's must-see TV.
Except for those times they lost in the playing games, right? The 3 times they lost in the
exactly.
playing games.
No, I know.
Okay.
But you know what? I don't know why you and all the other media want to just promote all these young guys with initials for names. SGA.
I love it.
Cat, SGA. Who else we got?
I love that, though.
That is
was
funny.
great.
That's fun. Ant.
All right,
Yeah,
real
who
quick,
else we got? I'm trying to
Jeff
think.
in Virginia. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, man, I'm split decision. Steph is box office have to see. Even when he loses a series, it's entertaining just to see him perform.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them, I love to see. Oklahoma puts on a great game.
Yep.
They do.
Detroit is outstanding. Cleveland.
Yeah.
So all these young teams are great, and I just can't wait for the boat or vote or whatever they want to call it to get out of the playoffs again. This time, first round. I wish people would stop this GOAT conversation.
Yes, please. I'm with you. Stop it.
It's over. It's over. Stop it.
Well, you want
Love
some
it.
of these people to not have ratings, is what he's saying, because a lot of these shows ain't going to have
I
ratings.
call
They
him
can't
the-
do it. What do you call him? I know Tom Brady's the LOAT. Well, what is LeBron for you?
The FOFOAT. FFOAT. Finals failure of all time. The FOFOAT.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami. WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
Nice job, Ricardo. Wake up, everyone. Welcome live from the Fox Sports 940 Marlins Radio Network studios. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio, Fox Sports 940 Miami. It's game 28 of 162, the last leg of some late night baseball. I hope you consumed your caffeine wisely. Again, folks, one guy that won't need any of it is Marlins manager Clayton McCullough, who's back in the place where he called home the last 10 years as a coach with the Los Angeles Dodgers. McCullough will receive his 2024 World Series ring. And tonight we bring you game 1 of a 3-game set between the 18-10 Los Angeles Dodgers and your 12-15 Miami Marlins. It'll be Edward Cabrera who gets the ball in Chavez Ravine tonight for the 4th time this season. Cappy goes opposite Dustin May, making his 5th start of 2025. 27-year-old right-hander from Justin, Texas. It all starts at 10:10 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Monday night. Great way to start your week with Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini. I'm Steven Straub. Let's get you the lineup for the show tonight. We have an outstanding array of guests. We will start with where both teams are at. Clayton and Jack converse from Dodger Stadium. We'll get you at the count with Cabrera and May. Of course, Jack and Craig will join me for segment 4 live from Dodger Stadium. Our Expo question of the day at Marlins Radio and Steve's guarantee to victory. So we'll start here where both teams are at on this Monday night. And for the Dodgers, they're 18-10. They started 9-1. They lost 5 of their next 7, then turned it back around, winning 5 of their next 6. We know about Mookie Betts. We know about Shohei Ohtani. But I think the scary thing about this Dodgers team is they really haven't gotten going. Their best player to start the season was a utility guy that up until November of 2024 was not on their team. They had to re-sign Tommy Edman to a 5-year, $74 million contract extension to remain with the team. He leads the team with home runs at 8 and driven runs with 19. Another guy that's on fire, Andy Pages. He went 10 for 12 this weekend against the Pirates. He was one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and he just won co-NL Player of the Week. Again, the scary part, guys like Mookie Betts have been struggling. Shohei Ohtani has still been fabulous, but maybe expecting a little bit more. There's only one thing that could stop this team from a late October run, and of course, that is health. For the Marlins, after stunning the Mariners on Friday night, the Fish dropped the next 2 games, but one thing remains the same: Agustin Ramirez ripping the cover off the ball. Through his first 5 MLB games, 21 plate appearances, hitting .474, 3 home runs. The exit velo is unreal. He's averaging 94.3 on the average exit velo. It looks real, it feels real, and there's an aura Augustine oozes that makes you believe Peter Bendix hit a home run with a cornerstone player. Tonight, though, will be about Clayton McCullough, and coming up next, Jack McMullen speaks with the man of the hour who makes his return to Los Angeles and receives his World Series ring tonight. That's next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Batter up, homeowners.
For the bullpen in a couple of games, Mariners were thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone! Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena as he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped, as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his 3rd homer and 2nd of the game.
I'm excited. I feel great, my goals right here is to stay in big league, and I want to try everything for that.
Where does your confidence come from?
Demasiado confiado. Yo digo que trabajé de bastante para esto. Vamos a seguir dando lo mejor y tirando para adelante para darle la victoria al equipo, ayudarlo como sea.
Yeah, I got a lot of trust. I've been working a lot on my game, and I trust on that part. I want to continue working really hard and just give those victories to my team.
How much fun are you having right now?
Que ni me lo creo. A veces veo el estadio y digo, en serio, estoy en Grandes Ligas.
Sometimes I don't believe it. I look at the stadium and I say, I'm in the big leagues.
Tell me what was working with you and Edward Cabrera today.
No, seguí el plan, atacar con el plan, trabajar los picheos, y eso fue lo que hicimos.
Just follow the plan, just work on those pitches, and that's actually what we did.
Yep, it felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby out to left center. And
Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475. All right, back here on a Monday night from the Fox Sports 940 Marlins Radio Network studios. Steven Strom with Craig Minervini and Jack McMullen. Those two have your call. Another late night of Marlins baseball. 10-10 first pitch, first of 3 with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Marlins beat Seattle on Friday, dropped the next 2 Saturday, Sunday as they continue the last leg. Just a 6-game road trip to the West Coast. Marlins will return on Wednesday night, off day Thursday, and then back at it on Friday night. The big story, the big headliner, Marlins manager Clayton McCullough returns back to Los Angeles, where he spent 10 seasons with the Dodgers. He serves as the minor league field coordinator from 2015 to 2020, and then as a major league first base coach from 2021 to 2024. Clayton was with Jack McMullen earlier today, visiting memory lane.
Thank you, Stephen. Clayton, welcome home. What's it going to mean to you when you do, get that ring and walk into, a dugout on the opposing side and just see all the people that you've gotten to know over the last decade or so?
Yeah, I think it'll be a little strange going there on the team bus and on the visiting side, but there'll be a lot of familiarity with, certainly the time spent there and the relationships that were, grown and fostered during my time in LA. So now that it's here, I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and it will be nice to see and catch up with a lot of people that have played a big part in, my career to this point. And also, my family, we spent, a lot of memorable, nights at Dodger Stadium, and it was a great run. So it'll be certainly nice to be back, here at a place that, have a lot of very fond memories of.
Who are some of those people still with the Dodgers organization that kind of helped shape you into who you are today as a baseball person?
I think we were, certainly, Andrew Friedman, starting as, field coordinator 10 years ago. And I think just seeing how Andrew operates with people, what, his vision and plan were, I think one of the most quality people and most highly, intelligent people I've ever met. And Brandon Gomes, another just high quality person. Brandon was always there, it is for the right reasons. And, Dave Roberts, watching how he, led a team, for years, watching it in the minor league part in player development, and then getting the chance to watch how he operates on a daily basis for 4 years, and not only managing the game, but also his ability to manage the clubhouse and take care and treat people the right way. And then so a lot of the players too. I was fortunate to have and be around some players that have done some really wonderful things in this game, but they're also taught me a lot about that the only thing that really matters is them wanting to get better, and that having people around them that they feel like can help them do that. So, I'll always owe a lot to Mookie Betts in particular, and, Will Smith, Kike Hernandez. So, the list goes on. Chris Taylor, I think I've just always appreciated how they were very open and, took me in and helped me grow as a coach.
So we are about a month into the regular season, and we're a few months into you being a leader of men on the Marlins side. I feel like we haven't asked you this question yet, but how do you feel like things are going a month into you leading your own organization?
You hate to say it good. I think evolving. I think that once, you kind of the transition, right? Spring training was its own thing. You're trying to just get to know a lot of not only the players, but also the, our staff and those that you're working with daily, organizationally, just trying to, us form and build our own working relationship. So I think from that end, like that part has been great. I think, as a staff, the conversations that we have, and I think everybody cares about the right things. And, with the players, I've really been very pleased with how our players have continued to embrace and approach what's been asked of them. And, we've talked a lot about this, just like it is always going to be a learning and growth process, throughout a major league season and from year to year, that we're never going to stop looking to try to get better. And we've had at this point, I think we've had a lot of really good moments. And I think we still look at ourselves as being very far away from, what we would like to be and what we're capable of. So, look, if we continue to come out each day and embrace that day is the most important. And how are we going to look to prepare ourselves and go compete that night to try to win, then really can't ask for anything more than that. So from that end, I think our guys have done a great job with like embracing each day as its own.
I'm sure you guys want to see, this clubhouse kind of, attack one of 162 as being pretty similar, but the game one against the Dodgers for a really young roster, that it may feel a little different when you see a guy like Ohtani on the other side and Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and all those guys on the other side. How do you keep the pitchers in the lineup as a whole just kind of in your element? Hey, they're big leaguers just like we are.
Yeah, I think enjoy the environment. I will say, fortunate enough to have spent that as, your home park for me for 4 years, and it kind of becomes old hat. It's, you never took for granted the chance to play there each and every day. And for some of our guys to be their first time going to Dodger Stadium, one is enjoy it. This is, it will be a great atmosphere. It'll be a tough opponent. But I think if you go into it worried about what might happen, or like you look at the back of the name on the jersey too much, then I mean you're just going to limit your chances to like out there. We're like your major league players. Like we go out there and compete, and knowing them and seeing if them, like if you're worried about throwing the ball in the strike zone for what might happen, like you have no shot. Like you have to attack in the strike zone. They're as good or as disciplined as any team in baseball and have been for a very long time. So you just have to take your chances and believe in like that what you have is going to be enough, by being aggressive.
Clayton, enjoy the day. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
Steven?
All right, excellent stuff, guys. It's hard not to smile when you start listening to Clayton McCullough talk about his days in Los Angeles. We've gotten a chance to know Clayton the last couple of months. He is a selfless human being. He never wants to talk about himself. He's always talking about his coaches, the players, and for him to have this moment tonight, and for the representatives that have spoken on the behalf of Clayton McCullough, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. Mookie Betts called him the best coach he's ever had. Those are some dudes. And when you get those feedback comments, they go a little bit further, I think, in the grand scheme of things. So awesome for Clayton McCullough tonight. We'll see if the Marlins can win one for the skipper. Tonight, Edward Cabrera goes opposite Dustin May. Before we break, take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game. Back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
Lowe's knows that your business is built on speed and trust.
Out of the bullpen in a couple of games, Mariners were thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone! Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena as he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his third homer and second of the game.
I'm excited. I feel great, my goals right here is to stay in big league, and I want to try everything for that.
Where does your confidence come from?
Demasiado confiado. Yo digo que trabajé bastante para esto. Vamos a seguir dando lo mejor y tirando para adelante para darle la victoria al equipo, ayudarlo como sea.
Yeah, I got a lot of trust. I've been working a lot on my game, and I trust on that part. I want to continue working really hard and just give those victories to my team.
How much fun are you having right now?
Que ni me lo creo. A veces veo el estadio y digo, en serio, estoy en Grandes Ligas.
Sometimes I don't believe it. I look at the stadium and I say, I'm in the big leagues.
Tell me what was working with you and Edward Cabrera today.
No, seguí el plan, atacar con el plan, trabajar los picheos, y eso fue lo que hicimos.
Just follow the plan, just work on those pitches, and that's actually what we did.
Yep. It felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby out to left center and deep, and it's a one-run game.
Marlins Radio Network.
Don't miss a moment of Marlins action. Download the iHeartRadio app, make Fox Sports 940 the top preset, and then listen to not one, not two, every single Marlins game. Welcome in here to Marlins on Deck on this Monday night, back in the Fox Sports Miami Marlins Radio Network studios. Ricardo Wanche with me, Ahmed back in the studio. Thanks for hanging out with us. Great way to start your week. There's no question about it. Monday night, Marlins on Deck, Marlins Dodgers. It'll be Edward Cabrera who will go opposite Dustin May. Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini have your call. 10-10 first pitch. Again, first of three, Steven Strom, host of the program, steering you all the way to first pitch. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Edward Cabrera, 27-year-old right-hander who will make his fourth start of 2025. He's 0-1 with a 6 ERA, 14 2/3 innings pitched. His last start was on Tuesday against the Cincinnati Reds. 5 innings, 3 runs on 5 hits, 7 punch-outs, 2 walks. Clayton McCullough was happy with Cabby's performance. Since coming back from the IL, Cabrera's allowed 10 runs on 13 hits across 14 2/3. There are moments where Edward Cabrera, you look at him and say, wow, this guy can be a frontline starter, and other moments where you just want to pull your head out of your hair because you know how good he can be. The things that I want to share with you here tonight about some of the numbers that we're looking at with Cabby. The opponent batting average is at 228. The league average is 244. Check. The K rate is at 27%. The league average is 22. I'll check that again. But his walk rate is at 11.9. The league average is 8.4%. We know where it starts with Edward Cabrera. He's got the stuff to punch out 10+ every single start, and he is going to have his hands full with the Los Angeles Dodgers, who he's struggled against along with a lot of other arms. Career versus the Dodgers, 3 starts, 1 appearance, 1-3, a 10 ERA in 14 innings to pitch. Cabrera will go opposite Dustin May, 27-year-old right-hander from Justin, Texas. He will make his 5th start of 2025. Unbelievable story and a great comeback. It was awesome to see May back on the mound this year. He made his return after missing the majority of 2023, only made 5 starts, and then had Tommy John, and then missed the entire 2024 season as well. He's come back here in 2025 and enters Monday night with a 1-1 record, a 3.68 ERA over 22 innings pitched, and the ERA ballooned after his start on Tuesday at Wrigley against the Chicago Cubs. He was roughed up for 7 earned on 10 hits over 5 innings pitched, but like I said, that ERA is ballooned. Prior to that outing, the 3 starts before, 1.06 ERA, 5 earned runs over 17 innings pitched. 3 career starts against Miami. He's 2-1 with a 1.08 ERA, and actually his first win ever in the show was against the Miami Marlins. So that's your matchup on the mound, Edward Cabrera and Dustin May. Let's get Craig Minervini and Jack McMullen on next to get us ready for Game 1 from Chavez Ravine Dodger Stadium, Marlins and the Dodgers, right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Chances we're going to be driving a lot more runs. Overall, hasn't been great. Rispy.
2-2 pitch flicked into left center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Everybody was off on contact. Stowers will score from second. Mervis pulls up at second, and it's an RBI single for Liam Hicks. You don't got to hit it hard. You just got to hit it in the right spot, and he did that. We're tied at 1 in the 5th.
Has been picking up for the Marlins.
1-1 pitch. Sanoja lines that one over the leaping level Moore at second. Mervis going to try and score. Rodriguez, his throw coming home is through, but Mervis scores standing up. Matt Mervis just beat that throw home. He did not get down, but he just snooked that foot in. And Sacramento's Jacob Wilson have 12 apiece. That pitch wanded past the third baseman Williamson into left. 1 run scores. They're sending the other. The throw home is up the line. It's a 2-run single for Edwards. And again, he didn't hit it hard. He just guided it through the left side of the infield. It's 4-1 Fish in the 5th.
Plate. The guy who's getting the hit is going to second base. Great job.
1-0 pitch. Sanchez rockets out to right and deep. He admires his work. That's all the way up and gone. Jesus Sanchez, a moonshot, and a 2-run homer makes it a 6th spot in the 5th.
This far west in his life, here's the 1-2 pitch. Hammered, base hit down the line. Over the glove of Williamson into the corner. It's going to be yet another double for Ramirez, his 4th double in his 3rd major league game.
The Marlins are up 6-4. And the 0-1 pitch, he's swinging away and he drills one again. Out to left center and deep. Rodriguez is back. Rodriguez looks up and it's gone. Augustin Ramirez, his first big league homer. A wall.
Now that it's here, I've been thinking about it a little bit more, and it will be nice to see and catch up with a lot of people that have played a big part in my career and also my family. We spent a lot of memorable nights at Dodger Stadium. It's certainly nice to be back here at a place that, have a lot of very fond memories of.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough on returning to L.A., spent 10 seasons with the Dodgers. You heard Jack McMullen and him sit down earlier in the show. It is loud in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium. The PA is blasting. I do not miss that. We're back here in the Marlins home studios, and I can literally hear the PA in L.A., guys. We'll try to make this as easy and simple as possible. But let's start with Clayton McCullough and just the scene overall in L.A.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And we can hear trace amounts of what you're saying because they're doing a pregame concert because why not, right? We're in the City of Angels. But the scene with Clayton was amazing. I mean, I was here. I took the first bus. Craig took the fourth or fifth bus, whatever option he had. But no, I mean, it was funny, man.
I had my driver take me here.
Gotcha. But no, I mean, I was here on the first bus and Clayton was on the first bus. I see him come out. Freddie Freeman walks up. He's yelling at him. He gives him a hug. Mookie Betts literally jumps into his arms. It was really cool to just see every player come up and say hey to Clayton. And then the media availability that he did in the dugout, there were swarms of people, swarms. I mean, this guy is receiving a proper welcome home to L.A.
Craig, what did he mean to this organization? I mean, Mookie Betts called him the best coach ever. He was part of the Shohei 50-50.
Yeah, Steven, he was not only a part, he was a critical part of encouraging, making Shohei a better base runner. He had the times, and it is a big reason why he got 50-plus stolen bases. He played a large role in it. But you could see it's not just, in fact, to me, it's not just the baseball Clayton McCullough that they embraced. It's the person, Clayton McCullough, they embraced. They all talked about the kind of guy he is off the field, family man, cares about you. And I think that's the great part. And we've gotten to know him a little bit, so we could see that. He had a big impact here. He's a first base coach. He wasn't the manager here. And you see all the love surrounding him. And these guys, I know he's a little embarrassed about it too. He's getting the ring and the attention he doesn't like. These guys are ecstatic and going to be very happy for him to get that ring.
I totally agree. And getting a chance to know Clayton, he doesn't love the spotlight, right? He's a guy that likes to give compliments to everyone else, but tonight is about Clayton McCullough and receiving his 2024 World Series championship ring. Okay, on to tonight. Edward Cabrera. One of the things I thought he did really well last start against Cincinnati was what he did against lefties. Clayton McCullough was very complimentary of it. You look at the splits this year, righties hitting 143, lefties 276. The Dodgers have just 4 lefties in this lineup. What's Cabby's formula tonight, Jack, for success?
Yeah, I think it's be really, really careful with Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. I think that's the way to do it. Thank you, Craig, for being the cameraman, by the way. If you're with us on the radio side, Craig just veered the camera a la like Chris Collinsworth on Sunday Night Football. This is awesome. But I think he has to be very, very careful with Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. And I think when you get to other guys like Max Muncy, he's not really hitting the ball out of the ballpark right now, and he's not really slugging too much right now. So, you can be not careless against those guys, but you can be a little bit more aggressive within the strike zone against guys who aren't named Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. But those are the 2 particular matchups that I'm really looking out for. And obviously that's the leadoff guy and the 3-hitter for the Dodgers tonight.
Craigie, let's go opposite here. Dustin May's going to start for the Dodgers, and the bullpen game is probably most likely for L.A. tomorrow. What's the plan of action against a vulnerable bullpen in L.A.?
Yeah, what's funny about it here, Steven, is you talk to these Dodger people, the announcers, the writers, and they're all like, they're really not playing very well. They're sluggish. Hey, they're 18-10. I know they're in second place by a half game, but they're going to warm up. This is April, and it's a long season, and they're still playing winning baseball. Hey, for the Marlins, they get here to this ballpark. You hope one thing. They're not too enamored with the scene.
Right.
They're expecting a sellout crowd tonight. This is a very young group. And they haven't played in too many hostile environments. Played in New York, but a little early in the year, wasn't 50,000 yet. Played in Philly, held their own. I think they're going to see something a little different here tonight at Dodger Stadium. Hopefully they all enjoy it, embrace it, and play a great game and get off to a good start like they did in Seattle. Unfortunately, they weren't able to complete that, though, in Seattle.
This road trip started off with a bang in Seattle on Friday. They took game 1. It can change really quick. They dropped the next 2 games. What does an outlook from a positive standpoint look like for the Marlins over the next 3 days?
Well, Steve, for one thing, thank you. He's working now. He
Near
was
the camera,
more of
Jack.
You could tell that Jack was more of a broadcaster at Syracuse and didn't handle the camera. Wasn't an ENG guy. Forget those multimedia jobs for Jack. He's a broadcaster. I took a couple of those other courses there, by the way. You know what? For the Marlins. This has a chance still to be a very good road trip. Game 1. It's all about game 1. They have really done a good job, I think, Stephen, of focusing, on the task. That comes from the management and right from Clayton McCullough. In fact, he even said, look, if Shohei Ohtani hits a home run on the first pitch, here's what I want the guys to do. Look down at their cap and look at where I'm going to be for the next guy.
Yep.
Great things are going to happen. He told his team when Kyle Schwarber hits one 500 feet, it's going to happen at some point. You move on, next man up, next situation. Don't worry about it. It already happened. I think that kind of viewpoint will serve him well. Having said that, it's a very tough task. The Marlins have been swept 3 times in the last 5 years when they've come out here. In 16, however, they swept the Dodgers in a 4-game series. We'll see if they can have some little luck on their side and a good series starting tonight.
Excellent job, fellas. Jack and Craig have your call. 10-10. Get the caffeine. Choose your caffeine intake wisely. 10-10 first pitch. We'll break Expo question, Steve's guarantee, and then we'll play some baseball right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
Out of the bullpen in a couple of games, Mariners were thinking, hey, maybe he can be a bullpen piece for us as Ramirez charges one out to left center field and deep. That thing is back, and it's gone. Agustin Ramirez, his second big league homer, and this guy's unbelievable start continues.
Slug of 1-1-2-5, hits one in the air deep to left field, and going nowhere is Arozarena as he looks up, and it's gone. Goodbye, home run. Ramirez has done it again. Arozarena just stood there. He moved 1 foot and stopped, as Ramirez this time goes to left field for his 3rd homer and 2nd of the game.
I'm excited. I feel great, my goals right here is to stay in big league, and I want to try everything for that.
Where does your confidence come from?
Demasiado confiado. Yo digo que trabajé bastante para esto. Vamos a seguir dando lo mejor y tirando para adelante para darle la victoria al equipo, ayudarlo como sea.
Yeah, I got a lot of trust. I've been working a lot on my game, and I trust on that part. I want to continue working really hard and just give those victories to my team.
How much fun are you having right now?
Que ni me lo creo. A veces veo el estadio y digo, en serio, estoy en Grandes Ligas.
Sometimes I don't believe it. I look at the stadium and I say, I'm in the big leagues.
Tell me what was working with you and Edward Cabrera today.
No, seguí el plan, atacar con el plan, trabajar los picheos, y eso fue lo que hicimos.
Just follow the plan, just work on those pitches, and that's actually what we did.
Yep. It felt like that was a chess match, and Thornton ended up winning it. But here goes Connor Norby out to left center. For license information, visit ADT.com.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINCA in Miami, WMIB FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
All right, hope you got the K-Cups. I hope you got your caffeine intake. 10-10 first pitch right here on the Marlins Radio Network. This is Marlins on Deck. Take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app. And make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Miami Marlins game. Steven Strom, host of the program. Thanks for hanging out with us all night on this Monday. Hope you don't leave after this. We got first pitch coming your way. Edward Cabrera will toe the rubber for Miami. Jack McMullen and Craig Minervini have your call in Chavez Ravine. Expo question of today at Marlins Radio. How many years did Clayton McCullough spend with the Los Angeles Dodgers? If you had an ear, if you listened, you would know. Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It's time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up. Let's play some ball. First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
Nice job, Ahmed. Nice job, Ricardo. I'm going to go with the Marlins scoring in the first inning, and here's why. Dustin May gave up 5 runs last week in Chicago in that first inning. The Marlins have 12 runs scored in that opening frame. They have to jump out to an early lead. There's no question about it. This Los Angeles Dodger team is potent. The offense in particular. They are spotty from a pitching standpoint. They've dealt with a plethora of injuries. Dustin May is going to be put in a situation where he just has to give LA some length tonight, because tomorrow, what the rumor is that the Dodgers will go with the bullpen day. So I like the Marlins to score in the first inning, and they got to keep tallying on. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. Craig Minervini, he's ready to rock. Starting lineups and first pitch is right around the corner. Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins On Deck pregame show. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball is next. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
I'm